Okay, we're live. I am running super late because of things at work. Okay, I was gonna say the game just turned dark, which was problematic. But no, it's fine. So we're not doing the captain today, as is obvious by the fact that the life and suffering of Sir Brante is here. More or less because I ran late. I decided I don't want to miss time with the captain. I would rather start in on the new thing I plan to do, which is going to be a lot of reading, which is a pain. Like, normally it's not a pain, just right now. I didn't know they had a new game. I do want to remember to look at that. Either just maybe to stream, definitely for personal reasons, because I enjoyed this when I was playing it. Mother of all secrets. I gotta write that down before I forget it. Yes, I could just click that, but whatever. New game. Sir Leon Brante. Chapter restarts. Let's just disable. Let's go Iron Man. Let's turn off the consequences. I haven't played this since March last year. I don't really remember things, maybe a little bit here and there. You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You'll follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest, Sir Bronte's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Sir Bronte's birth is a ruthless realm, where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal choices. Often, you'll not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you chose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. It's a life, yeah. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you'll create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of your Sir Brante, his loved ones, and his world? It all depends on you. Me?
The story of my life remains written on these pages. But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
Dun, dun, dun. The life and suffering of Sir Brante in times of the fall of the blessed Arcanian Empire. I suppose I can't do my long drink. Your fingers are stained with ink. Your breathing grows ragged. Your hands are shaking, yet the words begin appearing on the page before you one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you? And how did you reach this end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Arcanian Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth, whether human or Arcanian, nobleman, priest, or lowborn commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods, and each is naught but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life, and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city back streets, fields of battle and faces, So many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink, erupting onto the page with your every step you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice, all of it led you here, to the end of your time. And every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, the pain and joy inextricably intermingled. Could you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in the world? You have the power to alter the very course of history. Now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all. Your life, of all the paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate? Or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? The man himself. Your life has always been yours to live. You made your own destiny. The world around you. Your path was charted for you by the people, the age, and the society in which you lived. A higher power. Your destiny was forged by a power greater than your own will. There is no destiny. Destiny does not exist. Human life is an exercise in chance. It is not governed by any laws. Well, I like to believe this. Unfortunately, it tends to be this. And there's always hope of this. But in the end... no, I'll leave it unsaid. Your final hours in this world are upon you. You close your eyes. In your mind's eye, you see them once more. The faces of your family, your friends, your foes, your underlings, your rulers. One after another, you recall the events that changed you forever. And in that moment, you know the truth. You are part of this world. You are its flesh and blood. Your family, your hometown, your empire. They all made you what you are. Your destiny was the sum total of your upbringing, your social status, other people's choices, and the age in which you lived. But are you right about this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you'll have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Leon Brante will live once more. Chapter 1. Childhood. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, and so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you. So many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? In chapters childhood, adolescence, and youth, you will live through your hero's coming of age. You'll shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Leon Brante grow up to be? It's your call. Events and personal life here that can happen in this chapter. You can get a fencing lesson. You can die. You can get insight. And you can challenge the Sacred Order and see you as a noble slot. Real. Interesting. Personality can take some changes. Your inner strength. Glorias will stay with you for your entire life. Okay. Destiny screen is now available. Personality screen is now available. His Brante is now available. Family screen is now available. Okay. So that's that was Destiny. This is personality. This is the House of Brante. And this is all of us. This is the family. How do I go back to this? Okay. Simple, simple, simple. What is it ever? At first, birth. At first, there was nothing. No time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter this world. Thank you, baby. Your first memory. You are lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You are part of them, and they are part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are two of them, the ones who made your form from their own cells and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are, and already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and empathetic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. It's harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing ever stronger within you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering, distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes wrapped around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. I like the shadow. Your first smile appears on your face. Awkward yet genuine. Your mother and father exchange looks and start talking. You know no words yet, so all you hear is a sequence of booming sounds, but the stranger behind them has no need for words. The stranger's look is all it takes for you to feel the will to live, and act that now burns within you. The shadow brings a finger to its lips, as if to say, there, baby, don't cry. This is our secret now. And then the shadow melts into the light. We were born. And a year has passed. I just saw it tick over. You're slow, ticker. You're slow. This one was faster. You can tick, but you can't keep up. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong cold hands. He visits you rarely. Hello there, little Leon Brante. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. There are two more children in the family, named Stefan and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hand as you learn to take your first steps. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you into the air. Oh, look, this is your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're gonna play together, but I'll always be in charge because you were born a commoner. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Come on, baby Leon. Let's go play in the yard. It's hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister's with another as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright, it hurts to look at it. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. He's just a little baby. How's he gonna play? Then you hide him, and I'll try to find both of you. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stefan and Glorias glance at each other. Then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick on the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. You can no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? And we'll sit here and wait. Because running off sounds bad when we don't have a clue where home is. The bush is covered with leaves swaying in the wind. You brush through them with your fingers. The twigs and branches are stiff and will not bend. They are different from the blades of grass. Down on the ground you see a group of bugs carrying a little twig. You grab it from them. They're so funny. One of the bugs crawls on your finger and bites it, just enough to sting a little. You hear brisk steps, then the leaves and twigs rustling and parting. Your mother leans over you. You greet her with a happy face and show her the finger with the bug on it. So that's where they took you. Mother picks you up, puts you to her chest, and pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears. Stefan keeps staring at his feet. You hug Mother tightly. She is here now. Okay, it beat me this time. I didn't notice this change. But it was still faster. Another memory. You were still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house giving orders to the servants. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work and their solemn, gloomy preparations and candles being lit. Even your older brother Stefan is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to your sister Gloria. My son, today is the great descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. You must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You're too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys there, no chairs. Even the carpet has been taken away. There's nothing there but a bare wooden floor. Today we're not allowed to go to any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of the great descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quiet, and usually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You're sitting on the cold floor, confused with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice, a lonely sound in the empty room. It's a little song that your mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When the twins came down to earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them, 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. Nobles rule and bravely fight to protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand, guide us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. Live your lot where you were born, to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know the prayer, for the twins see everywhere. Kinda missed the rhyme at that one line, but you are transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze, and a smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Leon? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there are 3 lots. They were brought to us by the twins when they descended to us from the shining pillar. Remember the pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar any time from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too. So the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard, understand? The priests and nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do. But I guess they talk to the twins, and then they then teach everybody. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? And then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerge two figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder. The other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses once more. Know your lot and know the prayer. You feel compelled by the divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing within you from the light. But what will these words be? Know your lot and know the prayer. For the twins see everywhere. Sing the last line together with Gloria. Your sister looks up at you in surprise and gives you a nod. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light coming from the window. Gloria turns her head to look at where you were staring. Did you see something, Leon? You shake your head. Not anymore. Now another year passes. Year 1121, spring, the origin. You're starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father's a nobleman, but not by birth. His is a title earned through great service, but your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you were born a commoner, but father says you may yet come unto nobility. You learn to read at an early age. Together with mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems about the divine twins, the twin gods who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother calls these poems prayers. Again and again, you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and night. But the light is too blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer an insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb and even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high. But even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious about the world around you. Your older brother, Stefan, now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names, and Stefan pulls her pigtails. One fine evening, Father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You'll have another little brother or sister soon. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother would be too much. Stefan gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings getting in his way as it is. Soon you will be an older brother too, and it doesn't really matter who the youngest will be, a boy or a girl. You'll love them the most. When Father comes back from his trips, he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find those stories of wars, generals, and rebellions quite enchanting. And Father approves of your fascination. Study hard, and maybe one day you'll become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first, you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is as terrifying as it is alluring. You keep staring at a lot of suffering. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You're both ashamed and proud, and it feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stefan is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Your brother was training in the yard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing the sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. You see Mother's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You do not want to look up. You would rather not see her angry. She's not as gentle to you these days. Why did you hurt Stefan, Leon? You stammer out an explanation. He hit you first. You just hit him back. How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm going to hit you with a real sword. Mother shushes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, yet you can still feel her concern for you. Even if Stefan hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son, and I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer, But your brother was born from a noble father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon, and then he'll rule over the likes of us. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. That is your lot, and the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Stefan looks at you in triumph. You look up at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. I guess. Accept it. It unlocked. You look down and agree with what she just said. You're ready to be punished. You start apologizing to Stefan, but he turns his back on you. Before you can finish, Mother takes your hand and leads you away. You do not want to follow her. Your hands are getting sweaty and your legs are growing heavy. Then suddenly she stops and bends down to closer to you. Look you straight into your eyes. That was a little jumbled, but sure. My son, I see you understand our lot now. We do not defy, we suffer. That is our only path to the twins after all our deaths. Our only way to reach eternal bliss atop the peak of the pillar. Our virtue is meekness. We are humble in our words. We work hard. We think what is right. You have shown all of this. I'm so proud of you. She hugs you and you finally release the pent-up tears. You feel much more at ease now. You're flogged in front of your entire family. The pain burns on your skin again and again, but you feel the touch of the divine law with each blow. Grateful. Good. Lost a little willpower. Glorious rhymes. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles all the time. One day she takes your hands and puts them on her big belly. You feel a movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillar, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories. Hey Leon, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If Mommy hears about it, I'll get flogged. Remember how you got flogged for hitting Stefan? Our judge is my second father. In the past I had another. Mother says the twins are great. Says we should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around. Please don't fall on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme. Please don't tell them it is mine. But today your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you the red frogs that lived there. But then she vanished. The servants join you in your search. Even Mother leaves her chambers when she hears the commotion. Finally, you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She's holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry. Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run. But there seems to be no escape. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You are absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing. I can decide that for myself, Mom. No, you cannot. It has already been decided by the gods. And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny. I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. You are a commoner and a future wife. It is time you learned how to properly care for children. Had your disgraceful former father kept me in his house, you could have been born a noble. But that is not our fate, and you are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Mother grabs Gloria by the hand and takes you both into the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You are a bystander of the scene, unsure of how to act. Mother leaves the last of your sister's poetry burn. Mother leaves. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You hug your sister and whisper to her, "Let's go to the library," you say. The two of you can hide under the table and write something together. Gloria shakes her head violently. Mother said no. There's no way she would ever defy her. You reassure her that it will be your secret. You pull Gloria to the library. She fights you, but you refuse to relent. You carefully peek inside. Your sister takes a small book from one of the shelves and you read it together under the table. It's a book of poetry about eternal love. Gloria clearly adores it. You decide to write a poem of your own. She recites a line in an ecstatic voice, and you repeat it after her and offer a rhyme of your own. She nods happily. You do this until the day ends. You've written a poem of your own and learned it by heart, but not a single line of it has been committed to paper, which means that you stay true to your mother's rule. New Year. New Year. Year 1122. 1122. Winter, the coming sacrament. Mother is in her armchair, knitting woolen jackets, pants, and socks for the little one. Baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with his important job. He is a judge, after all. One day, you decide to ask Mother about Stefan and Gloria. How come they're brother and sister you, but not siblings to each other? Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. He's the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You'll understand when you're older. How's that even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave, but then she relents. You are told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins, first the elder on the right, and then to the younger on the left. Stefan, you're a noble man to be, so walk along the side paved with marble where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. When you're there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan, kiss the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash. Don't be afraid of it. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you, too, one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run towards them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She's hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Stefan is putting on airs, acting prouder than ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's like all is the same, and yet everything has changed. Each of them has accepted their lot. Brother and Sister Sacrament, year 1122. Your siblings Stefan and Gloria took their first sacrament at the temple. You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stefan and Gloria are also here, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world. You'll never hit him. Oh no, the two of you will play together and tease Stefan together, and help Mother together, and go on so many adventures together. Feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day you were the youngest in the family, but everything's different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side. And Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She was so worn out she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You'd better bring it to her as soon as possible. You run to Mother's bedroom, missed her smile so much. You walk in with it saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get a nice, cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Go away, Leon. You're bothering me. She spits these words out through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his never-ending screams. She seems to be within an inch of smashing against the wall. Somebody has to do something. You're scared for your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life much more. Calm her down. Walk up to Mother quickly and lock her tightly in an embrace. Your arms are too short and the folds of her dress get in the way, but that does not stop you. She shudders at your unexpected touch and tries to free herself. Let me go. Stop tormenting me. But you only latch onto her even tighter. There's no way you're letting her go now. Not even if she screams at you or hits you. No way. You are here now. You will protect her and comfort her. Nathan stops screaming, and an odd sobbing sound escapes his little baby mouth, as if he is too tired to scream. Mother accepts your presence now. You feel her relax, and your movements become calmer. But there's still no way you're letting go. Not yet. Then you hear a quiet song, your mother's song. She is singing a lullaby to Nathan. He squeaks a little, then starts snoring quietly. Then you calm down as well. Mother is now calmer in your embrace. Nathan is breathing quietly in his sleep. Please let me go, my dear. I have to put Nathan to bed. You release Mother, and she puts Nathan back in the crib. After a long pause, she turns to you. Her face is still weary, but there's no sign of anger. She sits down next to you. Thank you, my son. The twins know I didn't want to hurt you or Nathan. I'm so sorry. Please don't be angry with me. You did what you needed to. You gave me the strength to work through this. She hugs you tightly. You do the same and press your forehead against her. She smells like home. Your tears finally start to flow, but they are tears of happiness now. She pats you on the head and kisses your forehead. Nathan is sleeping quietly in his crib. Feels so good when things are as they should be. God, that burnt. I felt like snatching risked something going wrong. I mean, it all felt like something could go wrong. You wake up to your father's touch on your shoulder. He's finally back home after a long trip. Leon, today is your special day, the day when you begin your studies. Now, teachers will be coming to our home to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to the nobleman's law. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dressed. I'm taking him to the market district. Stefan wants to come with you too, but father shushes him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is hurt to hear this. Dick is quiet. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy streets. Pleasant wind hustling your hair. Your city is called Enziot, that you already know. It is one of the largest cities in the Empire. There's a big shadow on the street. It comes from the white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grew from the blood of our God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy know why. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figurines and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have. You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warriors of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Megra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well, war isn't your lot for now. But maybe these toy soldiers will teach you to think like a general. You will lead them into battle and study military strategies. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the book. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement, but there's a fancy-dressed boy in your way. He's about to take your warriors for himself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you and you push him from behind. Your opponent falls to the floor. The rich boy screams so loudly everybody in the shop hears it. He hit me! He hit me! A tall tower of man looms over you. This is the boy's father. Then you feel your own father's hands on your shoulders. What happened? Press against father. Your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, he shoved the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take your present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is this true, Leon? Did you strike the son of a nobleman? Yeah. You recall mother's words. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. There's no use trying to lie to escape it. You say it was all your fault. You pushed the other boy to your floor because you wanted to get your present before him. Father nods to you, relieved to hear it. And the enraged nobleman grabs you by the hand and drags you out into the street. The law is the law, and your punishment is due. They lead you and the nobleman's son out of the shop. You're told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Father stays quiet all the while, but as you ride home after the punishment is over, he shows you a rectangular package. I am proud to see you living by your lot. A common birth leads to a life of humility, and you told the truth and accepted your punishment like a man. This present is yours, my son. Inside is a little box with the tin soldiers of the Holy Order inside. They are your reward for humility. Yeah. Terrible world where they accept that, but sure. Summer, the family dinner. Today, Father ordered the dinner table to be brought out into the yard. For the first time in months, he's home, outside of the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Stefan, now an adolescent, and walking in the garden. And now, a dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together, with Father at the head of the table, smiling. He asks each of you about your studies. Nathan comes up on his knee and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stefan mentions that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishments. He rises from the table together with Father to show his skills in a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, holding a smile in his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion, from common soldier to high commander. Stefan listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servants ensure that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dusk tonight. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table. No fighting, just smiles. No arguing, just pleasant small talk. Then the servant approaches Father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in the dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off Father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at Father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming to Anziot. He's the head of our family. My father. Dun dun dun. Intrusion. Ever since the news of Grandfather's impending arrival, there's not been a single day when the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. They make Stefan stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone is on edge. One day, your grandfather arrives. It's a grim day, so hot your neck is sticky with sweat. Father, Mother, Stefan, Gloria, you, and Nathan. The entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of the house. The house servants lined up behind you. The carriage arrives, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. Good health, you father. Children, greet your grandfather as you've been taught. Still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? Can't fool me, Robert. I was the first of the Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle. I am the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly. I live honorably by my lot. Your marriage to that low-born wench cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing blood. Father, I beg you, this is not the place. Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him. I have been away far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? The servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition or honor? They are being raised in a virtuous family, Father. And now you're speaking like a lowborn who's content to live in humility. Twins willing now that I am here, this will not happen again. I'm taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stefan with a proper education, so I will correct your mistake. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Father does not object. He orders the servants to prepare Stefan for the journey. Stefan freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are a tight line, white with contempt. The house is examined room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at a crease on a blanket in Nathan's crib. In Mother's bedroom... He scoffs at a crease on a blanket in Nathan's crib in Mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. What's this, Robert? Tin soldiers in your younger son's room? He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle. Grandfather seizes the box containing the tin warriors of the order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boil within you. This is your big present from the day of your first day of your studies. It means so much to you. But what if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves the toy box into the roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they will melt in the flames. Yep, can't do that. Can't do that. Well, I'll get punished anyways. What do I care? He's probably going to punish me just for having them. Overwhelmed by helpless rage, you run to your grandfather and kick him in the leg with all the strength you can muster. Yet he is immovable. Next thing you see is him leaning, towering over you menacingly, his heavy walking stick in hand. Lowborn scum! How dare you raise a hand to me? The blow hits home. The handle of the walking stick is as heavy as a rock. You are dazed, robbed of both hearing and sight. Down comes another blow. A sharp pain splits your head. Then darkness. Your hand twitches against your will. Then again and again. Like it's trying to catch a flying butterfly. Then you fall into the primordial void. The void takes away a part of you. One of the lives you were given to live. It will never return. There's pain and desperation and a sense of loss. Nothing can be done now. Apparently I should have cried. Apparently should have cried. I was like, yeah, he'll punish me either way. But, you know, whatever. First death. You fall into a pain that embraces you like a soft feather bed. You feel light, free. There are no restraints. Just a warm glow that envelops you in its secure embrace. The waves carry you. Their touch is soft. They delicately enshroud what was once your body. It's a feeling unlike anything you have experienced before. Something absolute and complete. You touch everything. You touch something greater. The reason behind everything. The reason for your very existence. You were sculpted from this light. It was the first thing you ever felt. Boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that casts this light in all directions, and now you are here once again, one with the beginning of everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of the shining pillar. You still see it in the north, as always. The waves of light carry you to two figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quiet, wise, kind, and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. He leans over you and plants a feather-like kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You are filled with unparalleled delight and bliss. You exist. You are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this, and they love you. You'll never be alone. You are a part of them, a part of your family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie spread out amongst the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down along its trunk, but you do not wish to part with the warmth and softness, with the love. Turn around, the elder is still watching you. He nods, all is as it should be. Go. Your time has not yet come. You must return to the world now. As you tumble down towards your body, you comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, is present in the entire design of the twins. That is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of love in immortal life? Sudden comprehension of the love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind, but then it fades away and vanishes. You regain the sensation of your flesh is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks that lightness, that light. It is a burden. It is smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. The stagnant odor of the crypt fills them, revolting but so real. You are back. And you smell a sickly, moist smell. You feel dampness all around you. Come back to your senses in the gloom of the family crypt, lying flat on a stone slab. Your parents are on their way to the crypt right now. You hear their muffled voices. They are arguing, and against all rules, Mother will not agree with Father. Why would Sir Gregor do this? He just took one of our child's lives. Lydia, my father is our family's head, and the boy raised a hand to him. There was nothing we could do. Father did admit that he was too hard on him. Please do not anger Sir Gregor. You need to accept this. It will never happen to any of our children ever again. Their voices grow quiet as they lean over you. You lean on your elbows to try and get up from the stone. Mother gingerly wraps her cloak over your naked body as you shiver from the cold. My son, your first death came far too soon. I know it may be difficult to realize what happened, but know this. Twin gods are ever merciful. You are a child, and your time to leave the hereafter has not yet come. You will return here by the gods twice more, but do not tempt fate again. Never ever defy those who can easily take your life. Yep. Leon, you have angered your grandfather greatly. Do not stand Sir Gregor's way ever again. He will never hurt you again. For now, just stay away from him. Father stays a step away from you, not saying a word. When Mother finishes talking, he picks you up and carries you outside. Together, your parents take you from the family crypt. On your way out of the crypt, you take a moment to touch your head. It's perfectly fine. There's no sign of the blow. Back home, Grandfather is still walking through the house examining the rooms. You can see that Stefan and Gloria are disturbed by what just happened. Nathan starts crying when he sees you. The playroom still reeks of burnt paint. There's something new about you now. A pitch black stripe on your left arm. It looks like a bit of dirt at first, but will not wash off. It will be like that forever, Mother explains. That's all she will say of it. Well, we died, but we're back. So good. Your younger brother Nathan's growing. Mother spends more time with the rest of the family now. You help her and play with your brother and take care of him when she asks. You often go to Mother's room to sit at the foot of her bed after Nathan falls asleep. She reads you the sacred books and asks you about these things you learned that day. During these moments, you see the world through her eyes as well. One day, the door of your room opens and she brings in a large box covered with a piece of cloth. It is rare for you to see her so overjoyed. She sets the box on the floor and removes the cloth. The box under the cloth is made of glass and has a wooden base. Inside, you see a layer of earth shaped into carefully crafted passages, and these passages are full of hard-working ants. Leon, this is my gift to you, an ant farm. It's a little world in a small box. We can watch them through the glass. Look, this is the ant queen. This is the queen ant. She's the reason all these little ants are born. Sit by the box together. You hold your breath as you watch the ant colony at work. There turns out to be a method to the ants' chaotic movements. Every single one of them has a task to perform. Some of them have larger mandibles. They are the protectors of the colony. They can draw blood from your finger. Others work all around the colony, repairing walls and clearing any debris from the passages. There are also workers who collect food you put in a special tray. Leaves, bits of meat, maggots, and bring it to the rest of the colony. Take a worker ant and put it right next to the food. However, the insect has no interest in it. Start circling around the tray aimlessly. Mother takes the stray ant and puts it back where it belongs. Why did you do that, my son? Ants cannot do what they weren't born to do. Each of them was born for their own job. Shake your head slowly. If only ants could do whatever you wanted them to. This is your gift now, so they belong to you. Or maybe Mother's presence is the reason they won't obey you. Mother's look is full of warmth and love. Nathan and Gloria and Father are away right now, for the first time in a long while. It's just the two of you, and Mother takes great joy in watching over the ant farm. She shares her knowledge of the world with you. The things she tells you are true. You move closer to her and suggest going outside and finding some bugs for the ants. She agrees to this happily and holds your hand as you leave the house. Seeing you are busy catching bugs and sharing your thoughts on how the ants will feed the colony with them. From time to time you laugh together, making up stories about errant flies and caterpillars overthrowing the ant kingdom. You and Mother hold hands as you return to your room. She can't help but smile. It's a faint smile, a child's smile. A smile full of sunlight. You're so happy to see the world through her eyes today. that's where we're gonna end this, but I'm gonna just let this tick over. Nope. Fall, the master of the house. Soon grandfather leaves. Your envious brother Stefan goes with him. From that day on, father's hired teachers tend to you alone. They bore you with monotonous lectures on writing, counting, and the way of life in the blessed Arcanian Empire. You often distract yourself from the instruction by playing with your younger brother Nathan. Your home grows quiet without your elder brother too quiet. Weeks later, your family receives a letter from Stefan. Father sent him to a boarding school for nobles, and he's now studying hard in preparation for his service as a nobleman. The rules here are way too strict. You can't even sneeze without the teacher's permission. But I've been studying with my peers. We're learning how to live as nobles in a noble society. We're also learning the art of swordplay. That's my favorite part. With Stefan now at the boarding school, grandfather arrives once more, this time to live in your home. The only good thing is that he often has urgent business in Eterna, the capital of the Empire, has to travel there. One day he asked Mother where he lived before. In Eterna, she says, but now his place is here. Each time grandfather returns, he gives the servants new orders. Your home is now always busy with repairs. The servants are redecorating grandfather's chambers, including his library and sitting room. Sometimes father tries to gently talk him out of this. Why subject the house to constant reconstruction? Grandfather's answer is always the same. This home is mine, and I will live here as befits a man of the nobility. This is where we're ending it. Okay. So, we got a little bit of destiny. We kind of missed out on that, but, you know, we got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We're pretty inquisitive. We're unfortunately spineless. We got some willpower. We died once. We're only 6. That's very sad that we died. House Brante is not doing great, but it's not too terrible. And we got our family. Dad's ex-wife is, she very much died. True death for her, unfortunately. But this is where we're gonna leave things for now. Quick update: we might be canceling the stream tomorrow. I'll post something on Twitter if we do. Just weather related. There is a big storm about to hit. I don't know. There's so many varying accounts of what's coming, so I don't know for sure if we're canceling or not. If we don't, we'll be playing the Captain tomorrow. If we do, barring any long-standing issues, we'll be playing it on Sunday. If we do the Captain tomorrow, I don't know for sure what we're doing Sunday. It's all going to depend. We're going to have to see what's coming. Monday and Tuesday, there will be no streams. Then we'll be picking back up at the regular time on Wednesday. But next 2 days, we'll just have to see what happens. For now, though, thank you so very much for watching. And we will see you next time. Farewell.